Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where I take trade paperbacks and single issues and I break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then I read them dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panel, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. Now, today we're going to be continuing the storyline of Detective Comics. When we last left off, Clayface had become a good guy working with the Bat family in the Belfry. Batwoman was on that team. Clayface then lost control of himself, becoming evil again, and it seemed like he was going to kill a friend of the family, Cassandra Cain. Well, Batwoman had to step in and she shot Clayface through the head, effectively killing him as far as we know. Well, what does the Bat family think about that? It's time for the trial of Batwoman. When we last left off in Detective Comics, Clayface was becoming a good guy. He had worked his way up to being a hero, working in Batman's group, the Gotham Knights, working out of the Belfry. But eventually he began to lose control again, and it came down to Kate Kane, Batwoman, shooting him in the head and killing him in front of Cassandra's eyes. This is now the aftermath of that. Now, many years ago in the Gotham City graveyard, the first shovel of dirt was thrown on the late Mrs. Kane. As each person takes their turn, the young Bruce Wayne tosses his dirt in, and then he looks back at the young Kate Kane. While Alfred and Kate's father Jacob talk, Kate glances at Bruce and tells him that he's lurking again. Bruce sighs and says that he's sorry he does that, but Kate tells him it's okay. It helps keep everyone away. A few moments pass and Bruce takes out his umbrella and Kate asks, does it ever stop hurting? Bruce pauses and tries to come up with an answer, but he tells her no. It might be different if it was a disease, but you never stop hurting. Soon, everyone begins to leave the graveyard, and Kate says that the only time that she feels anything is when she thinks about finding those men and hurting them. Make them afraid like how she was. But she also knows that that's not very healthy. Bruce holds out his hand like he's holding a gun, and he tells Kate that he has dreams, really messed up dreams. Dreams where he finds the man who did this and he shoots them like he shot his parents. Those are the good dreams. Kate then asks, why don't you? Why don't you find them and kill them? Back in the current time, Kate wakes up from her dream staring at the ceiling. However, the only thing that really keeps her up was that look in Cassandra's eyes. After a few moments of dwelling, Kate's phone rings, and as she picks it up, a voice tells her that today's the day. Over at the Batcave, Bruce calls upon the Bat family, consisting of Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, Barbara Gordon, Tim Drake, and Damian Wayne. He tells them that they are here today because he trusts their judgment. He wants and needs to know what they think before he takes action against Kate. They need to decide what to do. A short while later, everyone sits at the table and silence fills the room. Tim looks around and says, okay, we'll start. Before he can say his part, just know that he comes from a slightly different place than the rest of them. Tragedy didn't really have a part in him putting on his costume. He joined because he believed in Batman and Robin. He believed that they meant something to this city. It made them better because of it. Often he would sit at home and dream about sitting at a table just like this, throwing out ideas about how to make Gotham better with Batman. He then takes out a small journal and he sets it down and he says that he wrote all of those ideas down. Each and every crazy, unrealistic idea, how to make Batman eternal. What Batwoman didn't make them better, it was cynical. It came from believing that the worst is inevitable. I, for one, can't think that way. The bat symbol needs to mean something better than that, something more. After a few minutes, Dick says, wow, okay, guess I'll go. I, for one, don't like to judge people. I like to see the best in people. I believe Kate did what she did because she believed it was the only possible answer to that situation. I also wasn't around much to see the kind of person that Clayface had become. It's nice knowing that that door to redemption was open for him, but now all I can think about is what would have happened if I had pulled the trigger. Sure, I wouldn't be sitting at this table without some serious atonement, but there is a path to earn back everyone's trust. But Kate's not there yet. I'm not so sure she should wear the bat in the meantime on her atonement. Next, Jason takes off his mask and he sets it down, telling him, all right, it's my turn. You're all probably expecting me to side with her. And you're right, but right for the wrong reason. I, for one, am not stupid enough to make a sincere argument for killing people who deserve it in the Batcave. I have enough respect for this place. But this trial, it's not about her killing Clayface. It's about how she hurt his ego. Batman is throwing a tantrum because somebody he respects broke the rules. Family is family. My vote is for her to stay. If you need to make room at the table for black sheeps, I can do that. After a few moments, Bruce looks at Barbara and says that she's rather quiet. Barbara says yes, she is. So let her start by asking a question. What's the purpose of the Belfry? For those of you who may be just joining us, the Belfry is the organization that was started by Batman and Tim as a way to have more oversight in the city of Gotham. It's what's been going on in the entire Detective Comics run. The link to the playlist is down below. Tim begins to explain, but Barbara stops him, stating that she needs him to believe her when she says that she's not trying to offend him. She needs an answer not from an idealistic teenager. Bruce asks, "Where are you going with this?" And Barbara tells him, "We're gonna find out together. You had evidence that a paramilitary group called the Colony was looking to recruit Gotham's unaffiliated heroes, specifically Batwoman." Bruce tells her, "Yeah." And Barbara goes on telling him, "Right, so you needed a way to beat them to the punch. So you let a protege, Tim Drake, who had been pushing for years to let something like this happen. Someone that you could throw enough money at to have something built up." Bruce asks, "Barbara, what is it that you're trying to say?" And Barbara tells him, "You know exactly what I'm asking." Bruce tells her outright, "Clarify, lay it out for me." Barbara says, "You didn't form this team because you believed in Tim's utopia. It's because you wanted to steer your cousin, Batwoman, away from the path that she started when her mother was killed. You didn't want her to become a soldier, you wanted her to become a bat. And you thought using Tim's plan, you could make that happen." Tim looks at Bruce looking for an answer, and Bruce doesn't respond to him. Barbara goes on stating, "But Bruce, you wanted her to believe your way as much as you do yourself. That's why you threw caution to the wind and built an unstable system that is always going to fall apart." Tim stands up shouting, "The nice program can work!" And Barbara slams her fist down, asking, "What about Cassandra then? She was tortured to the edge of sanity by her father, incapable of regular speech, living in an attic in a rundown theater with no adult supervision. The most human connection that she made was with a supervillain that she's been punching since she had pimples." Bruce tells her, "That is enough. I would never deliberately do anything to hurt Cassandra. Why would you even think?" Barbara stops him, telling him, "This part is just theory, but it's probably a good one. In fact, it might even be the reason why you called us all here. It's because you don't know the answer. And we all know you better than you know yourself. You're doing this because Kate is the closest living connection to your mother, Martha. You're afraid that Martha would have wanted you to take that shot, which now throws more into question whether Kate should wear the bat. The fact is, Kate is the only person who can take the bat away. So if we're gonna make a case about Kate being out of control or dangerous and someone who needs to be stopped, then it better be a good case. Then and only then will I fight alongside you and take her down. Until then, Jason's right, although not as right as he thinks. This isn't about her, it's about you, Bruce. The only person who can put Kate Kane on trial is Kate Kane. And from what I've heard about her, that's probably exactly what she's putting herself through right now." Meanwhile, over at the graveyard, Kate stands in front of the grave of her mother, stating that she's not very good at this sort of thing. She knows that she doesn't do it as often as she should, but she made a decision last week that could potentially blow up in her face. Not that she's not used to it, but this one feels different. She killed a man. She can't say that he was a good man, but he was trying to do good. She did it to save a girl. What's been haunting her isn't that she killed a man, but it was the look in the girl's eyes. It was the look that she has seen before. They were the eyes of someone who just broke. It was the same eyes of a girl who saw her own reflection in the shovel before throwing dirt onto her mother's grave. The only thing that helped was thinking that becoming something that would stop what happened from happening to someone else. Maybe she stepped off, maybe she went down the wrong path, but it's time to get back to who she really is. The mission that started here. She turns and she walks away, and a man in the shadows tells her that it's good of her to come on the anniversary. Kate stops him, stating that he should go talk to her, and the man says that he probably should. Kate takes off her sunglasses, telling her father Jacob that she's been thinking about his offer to join the paramilitary group Colony. His offer to come and run Colony, the group that works against Batman, to do it right. Jacob asks her, and Kate tells him, she's in. Let's do this. And there you have it, information on Batwoman and what she has done and how the family feels about Batwoman. Now let me know what you think in the comments down below about the character of Batwoman. Would you like to see us start covering some of her storylines? I've thought about doing Batwoman Rebirth Volume 1 just to kind of see what you guys think about it, but I am curious what you think about her character. I know this story doesn't bring her to the best of light because they're debating what they should do with her now that she has killed Clayface, but either way, let me know in the comments down below. We are also going to be continuing the Detective Comics storyline that does come to an end with the next 2 arcs. So make sure you subscribe right here at Comicstorian, share this video if you want more people to know what's going on in Detective Comics, and I will see you next time right here.